It's that time, the Thanksgiving weekend. Yes, it is here, ladies and gentlemen. All four downs, the NFL picks brought to you by the CMG Central. It is OV1 with Heck Love in the house. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope that Thursday you guys will enjoy the game of football. And it's not just only three games. I mean, there is four games really. You got three games of the NFL, you got one college football game. It is going to be fabulous. And I know there's others that are going to be watching the World Cup and everything else. But I'm going to tell you what, this is going to be a very interesting three games on the NFL Thursday all day while you're eating your Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know about
Yes,
you,
it
Hector,
is.
but I am ready.
I'm as ready as I can be. I mean, shoot. I mean, the good thing is that we got football going on, but it's never easy when your favorite team is playing on Thanksgiving. And for so long, the Giants haven't played, so we got to sit back, relax, and enjoy the festivities. But now, not only do we get to enjoy the festivities, we got to sit here and root on our Giants to see what they can do tomorrow
That
afternoon.
indeed. I'm going to root for my Giants on Thursday, rooting for my dogs to finish strong on Saturday, which I have another Thanksgiving dinner on Saturday. So, I've been asking around, what everyone's plans are for the Thanksgiving weekend. And a lot of people are saying that they're double dipping on the food because they're invited to a party on Thursday. Then they got that Friendsgiving on
Friendsgiving, yeah.
Saturday. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And then there's a lot of hangouts, Friday nights and everything else. So like the week is pretty strong for most people. And
Yeah.
congrats. As long as everyone is safe, enjoying drinking responsibly and eating well, I think it's gonna be a terrific weekend.
Yeah, definitely. And if the weather is permitting on your neck of the woods, enjoy it to the best you can. Depending on what kind of weather it is.
And I don't know about you, man, but I will be at my parents' house for Thanksgiving. So I know my mom is gonna be waking up early in the morning, prepping that meal, put that turkey in the oven and wait for all the families to come because they're coming from out of town. But Saturday is gonna be in my place. So like that kitchen's gonna be on fire, man. I'm
Mhm.
telling you. So but
a little,
the
a little
traditional
Alicia
Puerto
Keys.
Rican style, you got your coquito ready, you know, you got all the desserts. Oh man, mm, I'm
Time,
ready.
time to put on the weight, right? time
Yeah,
for some action.
gonna make room for it starting right now, man.
There you
But
go.
hey, that doesn't mean you go starving for
Right.
tomorrow because then
Exactly.
you won't eat well, right?
Yep.
So gradually you get the small bites here and there. So what did you start off with on the day of Thanksgiving? Like you're
Well,
about invited to go eat some turkey and stuff like that. What do you start with?
Well, see, that's all going to be tomorrow. But see, like today, we did some, we kind of changed it. We kind of mixed it up a little bit. We did Mexican slash Puerto Rican style today. We did some Mexican rice. We had some penne. We had some tostones going. Okay,
Mm.
that's just like
Oh,
the whet the appetite for today. You see
mm.
what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. And then tomorrow we're just gonna get into the traditional Thanksgiving slash Mexican meals. So down here in Texas, so
But you
there'll be
said
a lot of
keyword
turkey
pernil, man.
dressings,
So
salad.
those who don't know what pernil is a pork shoulder, which is very traditional for the Hispanics, especially Puerto Ricans, man. And when it's nice and juicy coming out the
Mm,
oven, oh man,
yes.
it hits the spot when you eat it.
Yeah, I put mine in about 11:30 this morning, and once I came home from work, that puppy was nice and ready. Yes,
Oh
sir.
man. Oh man. Well, you know what? I'm glad that you ate very well. It'll
Oh
be
yeah.
my turn tomorrow. But hey, more on once again, man, just enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner. But
Definitely.
hey, I'm just curious. I know the traditional John Madden, whenever we had it on Fox, and John Madden will be on there commentating, and it was always like at the end of the game who was gonna win that turkey, right?
Right.
The big turkey bone, and then like you always had cameras outside the stadium, while the tailgate party is, how they're cooking their turkey. I think it was what fried, something like fried turkey.
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But then it's like all that festivities that just happen outside the stadium. I think that's going to be popping even better than the actual game.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think so.
But hey, let's get to it, man, because
Let's
we
do
got
it.
plenty of football to watch this weekend. We got 3 games on Thursday, like I said, in the NFL, one in college, but college football podcast will happen in the next hour. But on this hour, NFL picks, and let's start reviewing on the standings here because things are getting a little interesting here. The pictures get a little bit cleared, and of course, when it comes to Thanksgiving, it's about you know it's about knowing that we're on the road to the playoffs. We start off with the AFC with Kansas City by a game, 8-2. Miami is making this huge noise at 7-3, tied with Tennessee and the Baltimore Ravens. But what's surprising is that head to head, Miami owns Buffalo. They're also tied 7-3. But what's pretty cool about this, right? Miami's 2-1. Buffalo is 0-2, and yet they can still turn their season around within that division and win out and still finish on top of Miami. So it's going to be pretty awesome to see how everything goes here on out.
Yep. It sure is. You know, you think Miami is going to make that big run, but because they're only a game behind Kansas City, but I think Kansas City got almost locked down the AFC right now. But look at that. I mean, it's a tight race between 2 and 5, man, with the same record. It goes to show that each of these division leaders are pretty tough when it comes to to their matchups, but then definitely the head-to-head matchups. We know Miami owns Baltimore, so things like that are going to be playing factors, especially this week. We got Cincinnati and Tennessee, so we're going to see what happens. This is interesting.
Well, what is looking at here is Kansas City may be running away for the number 1 seed and the first round bye because you can see they're 3-0 within their own division. Add 3 more wins to them, right? And they should be a lock. Miami 2-1, who knows? Because they got a rematch with Buffalo. Things didn't end well with the Buffalo Bills, and if they were to regroup, I think they got a chance to split with Miami and get that advantage. But Tennessee, 3-0 in their division. It looked like they're going to be 6-0 in that division. I don't think anyone's going to stop Tennessee. Okay, in the AFC South.
Yeah, definitely not. I agree there. But they have to try to win those games outside that division. And right now, that may not be looking too well for them. They look kind of weak outside the division.
Now, listen, Baltimore Ravens, I think because of the mishap last year, I think they're going to be locked in at first place in the AFC North. However, looking at the wild card, out of those teams, looking at the Bills, the Patriots, and the Bengals, which one of those 3 teams do you think will not make it to the playoffs?
If I had to pick out of those 3, I would say the Patriots. I think they'll fall towards the end here. I think they just have a little more tougher road than what the Bengals and the Bills do. I still feel that Buffalo will win that division and knock Miami down.
I think that the Los Angeles Chargers will make it to the playoffs. And like you said, if the Patriots fall down, that's fine. I think the Jets, I think they finish strong, but like every season, man, when you have these teams go hot in the beginning, they somehow don't know how to finish in the second half. Yeah. So I'm still leaning on the Chargers to make it in the top 7. In the NFC, Philadelphia Eagles 9-1, Vikings 8-2. The Vikings are playing on Thanksgiving against the Patriots. We'll talk about that later. But if you look at this, the 49ers are made a big jump there in the NFC West. From what everyone's talking about, I think they're locked in, man, because they're 4-0 in the division.
No, definitely, and they're just two more games in that division. But that kind of concerns me that they're 2-4 outside that division. I still think they're going to be one of the strongest teams coming out of the NFC. They're going to make one heck of a run here at the end. So Minnesota and Philadelphia, they better continue putting that foot on that gas pedal, because if not, San Francisco is going to bypass them in the fast lane.
Well, the 49ers made some big trades to prevent that from happening, right? And I got a feeling that they're going to have a win streak. But Tampa Bay Bucks are going to have a win streak. I think finally they're finding their identity, and I think they're going to run the table. So expect the 49ers and the Buccaneers to flop, all right? Because the Vikings, they have a tendency of struggling in the second half. They're looking good now, and they're 3-0 in division, but you better hold off because Green Bay can make some noise, and they still got to play Green Bay again. The Philadelphia Eagles got exploited by the Washington Commanders. Was not to say that they exploit them even more and that defense, and that the Eagles start trembling down. They're 9-1 right now, but hey, the season's not over yet. I'm just saying right now, the season's not over. But if there's anyone here, I hate to say this, man, but my gut is telling me that the New York Giants are in trouble of trying to maintain in the wild card.
They are a wounded. They're a wounded duck right now. Honestly, I mean, you won't see it by their record and everything because they had a great start, but it seems like they're getting hit in every angle right now, and I'm just hoping on the hope. I'm hoping under some kind of hope and prayer that they can limp into this. It's just like too many games left, man, and you got teams right on their heels. Looking at Seattle, Washington, Atlanta, maybe even Detroit, who's on a 3-game winning streak. Any of those teams can try to make a run at this, and who's to say? Things can start flipping around with these division leaders and these wild cards. In the next 4 or 5 games, we can start seeing a shift with all these teams. So,
I'll tell you what, it is a wild card, and anything can happen. There's 7 games left, but the Giants, the Seahawks, and the Falcons, I could see them trembling or flip-flopping. It doesn't matter. But I just got a feeling either the Giants and the Seahawks will not make it to the wild card. But hey, 7 more games left for those teams. We'll see what happens there. But we're going to move on to our picks. It's the Thanksgiving game, the Giants versus the Cowboys. I'm going to leave that off because, of course, we are Giants fans. But they're going on the road. They're 3-1 with the Cowboys 4-1. Man, Dallas came out snapping all over the Vikings, and I'm just curious to see did that game, that stomping ground that they did at Minnesota, will that be a hangover leading into the game against the New York Giants?
I think so. I know what they did. Nobody expected. Nobody can honestly say, not even Cowboy fans can honestly say that they thought that was exactly what the game plan was. They caught Minnesota sleeping. They took down all their great weapons, and they shut them down. So Minnesota got a reality check. Okay, I take none away from Dallas's defense. They've shown why they are, who they are right now on defense. They're one of the best defensive teams in the NFL. Okay, and that's what's going to get them somewhere. It's not going to be Dak Prescott who's going to get them to the promised land. Okay, it's going to be that defense. And if they can't keep Micah Parsons healthy, then the Cowboys are in trouble. Okay. It's not going to be the offense that's going to get them anywhere. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be their defense. And if anybody can exploit that defense, then the Cowboys will be in trouble. But if not, then we got to better watch out for those Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a Giants fan, but speaking it real here, okay? Dallas Cowboys got a defense that can get them to the Super Bowl for the first time in almost 26, 27 years.
All right. Listen, the Giants are averaging 20 points a game on both sides of the ball. Yep. The Cowboys are averaging on defense 16 points, okay? And they're able to stop the rush. So Saquon Barkley seems like that is the only weapon because the Giants are dealing with a lot of injuries. Yeah. But you got to give credit to the head coach, man. Yes. He always has a game plan for everything. Yes. I'm going to tell you right now, I think the New York Giants understood what was at stake. They understood how bad they lost to the Detroit Lions. I don't think they'll make the same mistake twice in a row. And the way their season has gone, is always by one possession. So I'm taking the New York Giants in the upset. And regardless of the situation, I'm taking those 10 points. I'm taking the Giants there. I'm serious on this one.
Yeah, look, I'm taking the Giants only because I think Daboll can do something here. We have a coach that we can believe in as Giants fans, okay, and he can work something out of nothing. And that's exactly what we have on offense. It's literally nothing but Saquon Barkley, okay? But if we can get a good heavy dose of Barkley, on that Cowboys rush defense, we should have an okay day. I'm not gonna say we'll have the best day, but if that can open up anything for Daniel Jones to get a couple of passes in here and there, we can keep this game close. And we got to protect Daniel Jones because the last time we played the Cowboys, he hit the canvas about 6-7 times, and we barely lost that game. So if we can give him more protection, give him more time in that pocket, I think we have a good chance of pulling out an upset win, maybe by 1 or 2 points. Give me the Giants. I'm taking the Giants because I believe in Brian Daboll. That's why.
All right. That's good. That's good. Moving on to the Bills and the Lions. The Bills are 3-2 away, but then again, they had a home game in Detroit. Now they're back in Detroit because of the snowstorm, and they're going against the Lions. Yeah, they were red hot against the Giants, and we just mentioned about it, but I don't think the Bills are just going to cave in like that. At the 9.5 point spread, I'm taking those points. The Bills are going to win big. They might win at least by over 20 points against the Lions.
I think this is the turnaround for the Buffalo Bills. Overall, they're second in offense, and we know the defense for the Detroit Lions is dead last in the NFL. So this is not a Giants team that they're facing. They're facing a Buffalo team who's already in Detroit, so they did not have to worry about travel in the inclement weathers and everything. So that gives, I think, the Bills a little advantage over the home team here. So yeah, give me the Buffalo Bills to win this game.
All right, moving on to the Patriots and the Vikings. It is the night game. Minnesota's favored by 2.5, despite of Kirk Cousins, who has been having one heck of a season. Cook running his way with 6 rushing touchdowns, and probably the number 1 wide receiver right now this year in the NFL is no other than Jefferson, who has over 1,000 yards of passing, 4 rushing touchdowns, and he's been making some miracle catches. He's on fire this season. But something tells me, man, that the Patriots, Bill Belichick, I'm just gonna take him on this, okay? I'm taking the upset, and because it's 2.5, it's like they're not trusting the Minnesota Vikings. I'm taking the Patriots to win this game.
I know the Minnesota's defense is ranked almost dead last in every category, but I don't see where the offense for New England could do anything. Either, you got the 3-headed monsters in Minnesota between Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and TJ Hockenson. 1 or 2 of those guys are going to wake up and get Kirk Cousins, back on track here. So I think Minnesota bounces back with a win at home after that ugly loss at home. So I think they come back and they beat. I got Minnesota over New England. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You know why you can't hear me? It's because, man, somehow I got the mute button on, man. So I'm just gonna continue on here, saying what I'm saying here. Thank you, Heck. It was what a way of me just saying what I had to say. You just didn't hear not one word I was saying, but that's okay. We'll move on. The Broncos versus the Panthers. Both teams with 3 wins. Broncos, I don't know, man. They just don't play right when they're on the road. But if you look at the stats, they got a better defense, but the Panthers give up a lot of points. And if I'm, picking like the best rushing team that could do a good ground game, I think finally the Broncos may prevail and get their second win on the road. So I'm taking the Broncos.
I had to flip a coin on this one. The only reason I'm picking the Broncos in this one because their defense is much better than what the Panthers offense would draw up in this game here. I mean, look, the Broncos offense just suck. Okay. But I just think that Russell Wilson will be able to do just enough to help win this game. But I think that defense is what's going to really step up and shut down the Carolina. So give me Denver.
That this game is going to be garbage when you have your over-under at 36 points.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Horrible.
But I was thinking maybe you picked the Panthers, man. But there you go, picking the Broncos.
I had to flip.
We're moving on, man. Buccaneers and the Browns. I said it early in the show that the Buccaneers are on a win streak. They just finding their identity and they're doing it right at the right time. I'm taking the Bucks over the Browns. Okay, and for those that are questioning, listen, they might be averaging 18 points, but expect those averages to go up. And what better than doing it against the Browns, who are giving up over 26 points a game? All right. Expect the Bucks to score at least 30 against the Browns.
Yeah, when you got Tom Brady at quarterback, man, I don't see what the Browns defense is going to do. The passing defense at that point. So the Brady and the Buccaneers are getting hot at the right time right now. Don't let their record fool you. Give me the Buccaneers to win this game.
All right. The Bengals and the Titans. I'm a Bengals fan all the way. Okay. I love Joe Burrow. I love what he's doing. I think they found a balanced attack, even though with Chase out in the injured reserve. We're hoping that he'll be back in a couple of weeks. But you're going against the Titans that are proficient in the run game. Now, many people will pick the Titans, right? I'm not so sure. And I know Cincinnati's favored by 2 points. I think they should do a little bit bigger because I don't think this is going to be a close game. And I'm saying that the Bengals should win by at least 2 possessions. That's my prediction. Okay. Yes, Henry's running away. I got it. But you gotta believe in Burrow. You gotta believe in the Bengals. And they remind me of like the old school New England Patriots, how they start slow and then they start winning towards the end. That's how I see the Bengals. So I'm taking them for victory.
Oh yeah, definitely. I honestly think that the Bengals defense is going to help Joe Burrow out here because they rank, I think, 11th overall versus Tennessee's offense, which is almost dead last in the NFL. But again, the reason why they're in first place, Tennessee, is because they're against a weak division. So they dominate everybody there. But outside that division, I don't see how they're going to beat Cincinnati. Give me the Bengals to win this game also.
All right, the Texans versus the Dolphins. I mean, what can you say about the Miami Dolphins? They're playing their games, they're playing their schedule, and those wide receivers, they're gonna have fun. They really are. You got Hill, who's running all over the place, no different than when he was with Kansas City. But there's gonna be a time where Miami's going to run out of ammo. They're gonna run out of options and stuff like that because I still don't trust what's his name? Tango Valeo. There you go. I got it right this time. I'm
Yeah.
always screwing up his name. All right. But Tua, I'm telling you right now, man, I still don't trust him, and I don't care what people are saying. I don't think that you should put him on a conversation for MVP. You can scratch that because he is not the team. Those wide receivers are making him look good. So he don't not deserve to be MVP because any other quarterback can step in there and do the same thing. But in this game with the Texans, which have no type of defense, okay, you're going against the Dolphins averaging 25 points versus Houston Texans defense averaging 23 points against them. They can't even score points. All right. And the last thing I checked, 5 weeks ago, they scored 20 points. Ever since that, they're not able to do that. So I'm taking the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think the Texans are going to try their best to try to run and stay in this game, but Tua, with his weapons, you're right. There's nothing that Houston's going to be able to do to try to win this. They're not going to be able to do anything to win this game. Give me Miami to win this game.
All right. I think the most must see game that I thought was going to happen that's not going to happen is the Bears versus the Jets. And what I'm talking about is um, Justin Fields versus Zach Wilson. Both of them were in the same draft, got picked up in the first round, but Zach Wilson's got benched. Okay. So we're not going to see that. However, we do got the Bears. Fields, they looking good, but they're looking good in prep for next season. I gotta give them that, man. They're doing some good things. They're averaging 21 points a game, but their defense has been averaging 24 against them. But you're talking about the New York Jets, which they've been on a decline just a little bit. They lost 2 of the last 3 compared to the Bears that they have a 4-game losing streak. I love the Jets defense, man. And if there's anything, I'm actually leaning for the Jets to win by 3 points. And if you're a betting man, the spread is at 6. I'm take the Bears +6. Take it because this game is going to be closer.
I am going to outright take the Bears to end that
Mm.
four-game losing streak. I just think, right now there's a lot of issues going on with the Jets. Okay, I don't think that I think they're going to try their best to try to put that aside, which they need to focus on this game. Okay, because they know how big this game is for them. The Bears are playing spoiler role here, and what better way to try to get into the Jets, knowing that the Jets are having locker room issues right now. Okay, I like the Bears defense. I think they'll be able to handle the offense. I think White is going to be starting quarterback for the Jets. The Bears are their passing defense is fourth in the league. I think that will be able to help them stop the Jets from throwing that ball and forcing them to run that ball. I think this is the time where Justin Fields is going to really step it up, break this 4-game losing streak, and win this game and send the Jets down spiraling towards the bottom of this wild card race. So give me the Bears in an upset to win this game.
All right, moving on to the Falcons and the Commanders. The Falcons are 1-4. The Commanders are 2-3 at home. The Commanders are favored at 4.5, but Mariota, you just don't know what you're gonna get out of that guy. And they got a Algier, who was also a running back, who's been running real good, but the Falcons are just 5-6. They're just average, and the Commanders, they got Heineke over there, man. That changed the morale of that team. But I have to go and root for the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, I'm a Giants fan. I know I'm being biased here. Okay. But both the Falcons and the Commanders have an equal amount of defense. They both give up the same average. And it all depends on who is going to protect the ball better. Yeah, the Commanders are looking good. They're hot right now. They've won 4 of the last 5 games. Compared to the Falcons, they've won 2 of the last 5 games. Okay, yeah, they beat Chicago, they beat Carolina, but they need that umph. And they did lose to Carolina badly, but was not to say now they're going to travel to Washington, D.C. They can make a big difference, man. So I'm taking the Falcons.
Give me the Falcons too. I'm in my emotions right here with this. I don't want Washington to catch up to the Giants. I know how great Heineke is doing right now. You've been saying this for quite some time, for the last month or so, that when Heineke is in there, they get hot, and they're doing that exactly that. I'm hoping that the Falcons can find a way of running this ball against the Commanders' defense. And I think Tyler, what's his name? Algier. I just hope that he can get a good dose of him and try to run that ball down to Washington's throat, because Mariota is going to have a tough time trying to throw this ball. But if he can, great.
There's some more bad news for you, Dan, because they just activated Chase Young.
Yeah,
he may be starting this Sunday.
I know.
So could that make that defense better, man? I mean, the odds are against us right now.
Oh, it is. But you know what? Any given Sunday can happen, and the Atlanta Falcons might just get that good Falcon juice in their blood and wind up flying away with this. Just give me the Falcons in an upset here.
That's all you got, really? Falcon juice.
Falcon juice. I'm sorry. I don't know what else they drink in Atlanta. I don't know.
Wow.
It's been a while since I've been over that way. So
all right, the Ravens versus the Jaguars. I'm not gonna say too much in this game. The Ravens will win.
Yeah, give me Baltimore.
All right, moving on to the 4:00 games, the late games, the Chargers versus the Cardinals. This is a must-win for the Chargers. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If the Chargers were to lose against the Cardinals, you can say goodbye to the head coach. The head coach should be on the hot seat, and if he don't take this team to the playoffs, he is never going to do it. I see that the ownership will try to get a new head coach to fill in, because they've made a lot of moves in the offseason. They are all in with Justin Herbert, and they have the talent, man. They really have the talent. There's no excuse why the Chargers should lose against the Cardinals. I'm taking the Chargers.
I agree. I mean, the Chargers, to me, have too much diversity in their passing game for the Cardinals to try to defend against. So give me the Chargers to win this game.
Outstanding. The Raiders versus the Seahawks. I've been telling you that the Raiders are tanking. and they don't want to say it. And I think that this is all publicity stunt on the media about saying things just to like say that there's issues in the locker room. Whenever you have a new head coach, it doesn't work all the time. Not everything is going to elevate for perfection. It takes time. Okay. However, they do have enough talent to at least be better than 3-7. They're going against the Seahawks 6-4, 3-1 at home. I don't know what to make out of it, but just say that I'm just going to lean over with Seattle and they're going to win.
Yeah, Seattle's 4-1 in their last 5 games. I mean, they only lost was to the Buccaneers. So, but they beat within those 4 games that they won, they beat the Cardinals twice. Okay, and they beat out Giants, and then they beat the Chargers pretty handily there. So I think the Seahawks are going to hang in there just a little bit longer with the 49ers for that division, but I just think for right now they'll win this game.
All right, the Rams versus the Chiefs. Not gonna spend too much time on this. The Chiefs will beat the Rams.
Yeah, Chiefs all the way. They're healthy. The Rams are not. Have a nice day. It's Matthew Stafford, you go eat your little Caesar's pizza. Pizza.
There you go. The Saints go travel to the 49ers. Look, there's no stopping the 49ers now. There's no
No,
stopping them. You can put Pitbull over there so he can sing his song. I'm telling you that right now. There's
Mr.
nobody stopping the 49ers from here on out to the end of the season.
Mr. 305. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I mean, he's in Florida,
Yeah.
but that song, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But the weather's going to be nice for the 49ers to put a whipping on the Saints.
Yeah, definitely. Give me the Niners on this one.
All right, on Sunday Night Football, the Packers versus the Eagles. This is very interesting. And even though, look, Green Bay averaging 18 points a game versus a high-speed Eagles averaging 26 points, you could do a flip-flop, but I'm telling you, there are some deficiencies in that Eagles defense that's going to be exploited. And if you think that the Packers are just going to sit back and just tank away, it's not going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. I'm picking the upset. I am taking the Packers to defeat the Eagles. So I'm taking those 6.5 points. It's going to be close. The Eagles are not destroying the Packers. It's not happening.
No, I got the Packers in this one. I like their pass defense. I think they're going to give Jalen Hurts a lot of interruption that night in Philadelphia. And Washington already gave everybody the recipe on how to beat them at home. So give me Green Bay. I like Aaron Rodgers to come out with this one.
Oh, man. Outstanding. And lastly, the Steelers versus the Colts. Steelers 3-7. This is a rebuilding stage for the Steelers, right? They have Pickett as a starting quarterback. Matt Ryan's back as a starter. I like Najee Harris. I mean, I watched him, him in his college days, but damn, Taylor is outstanding as well. But I'm just gonna go for the Steelers. They're just talking about Tomlin. He's gonna get this team right. And I understand the coach. They got Jeff Saturday as their head coach who just left from being the ESPN analyst, and now he just dove right in. I kind of like his style too, because he loves to learn and grow. And that's the type of coach that you should have, not someone that's demanding and stuff like that. So Indy is favored at 2.5. Be careful. That 2.5 is tricky. You might as well just do a pick 'em. But I'm taking the Steelers to win Monday night.
Yeah, I think Mike Tomlin turns it around on Monday Night Football against the Colts here. So give me those lonely little Steelers over there who are 1-4 on the road. I got the Steelers to win this game.
All right, and that's the wrap for week 12 of the NFL games. Still to come in the top of the hour, it is the college football podcast with me, All Four Downs. I might be riding solo, or I might have a guest. I don't know. Stay tuned on the top of the hour. But I want everyone to enjoy their Thanksgiving. Okay, it is a time to do a get together, whether it's your family or your friends. Should never be alone, man. Just go out there, have some fun, be safe, drink safely, eat well, and let's enjoy some football, shall we?
And always be thankful. Always find that's something to be thankful for. We should do it every day, but Thanksgiving is tomorrow, so be thankful for something.
Absolutely. On behalf of Heck Love, I'm Ovi1. Thank you for watching. On behalf of CMG Central, take care, everyone. You were watching All Four Downs.